Nissa, Vastwood Seer versus Breya, Etherium Shaper. We're going to keep this hand because I think it's a pretty fast hand. We can go into exploration, then play an additional land and get into Mirri's Guile and start fixing the top of our library. And then from there hope for another land into Yavimai's Elder next turn. Yeah, I don't actually mind getting off to a fast start against Breya Etherium Shaper because it is a pretty oppressive deck. The Etherium Shaper is 4 mana in 4 colours for a 4/4. And when it enters, it comes in with 2 Thopter tokens. You can pay 2 and sack them to do one of 3 things. You can Lightning Bolt a player or Planeswalker. You can give a creature -4/-4, or you can gain 5 life. The top 2 cards, the top 2 abilities are the most relevant things there. Going to always yes and always yield to the Mirri's Guile. We want Primeval Bounty, then we'll draw into Elvish Mystic next turn. We need to get that land so that we can play the Yavimai Elder and then pass over to our opponent. Oh, actually we can play the Guy's Cradle. Nearly skipped through the turn there. I don't think it would have mattered. We could have just played it next turn, but yeah, now we're done. And I turned off auto yields just then, so we'll have to always yield to the Mana Crypt trigger and then the Mirri's Guile again next turn. Our opponent has got out a Semblance Anvil. Semblance Anvil, and they have imprinted a Solemn Simulacrum onto it, so spells that share a card type with the exile card cost 2 less to cast. We'll have to always yes and always yield to this again. And we can go for, we'll put Primeval here. What do we want to go for? I think we can go for Explosive Vegetation and then play Elvish Mystic. I was going to put Wood Elves on top, but then I think that's better. We can get out Elvish Mystic, then play this for. Can we get out Nissa first? That's something we can do. 1, 2. No, we can't do that. So we'll just get out the Explosive Vegetation and then look to play out Nissa next turn. Now our hand is empty, of course, but it looks like anything that we can draw into we're most likely going to be able to play, especially with the Guy's Cradle out on the battlefield, and we can always sack the Yavimai Elder for a card draw next turn if needs be. But fairly comfortable that we'll start getting into things thanks to the Mirri's Guile. We can stack the top of our library with that. Our commander is the Flip Planeswalker Nissa. When we get our 7th land onto the graveyard, or 7+ lands into the graveyard, onto the battlefield, sorry, not into the graveyard. When Nissa sees that 7 or more lands have been played, we flip and she goes into card advantage and she can spit out a 4/4 elemental creature token. Not likely to see the limit break on her. She comes in with 3 and has a +1, and her limit break's -7, which is untap 6 target lands, and they become 6 elemental creature tokens that are still lands. Well, they become creatures, not tokens. So not likely that we're ever going to use that. We have 2 mana off the Guy's Cradle, and 5, 6, so that'll be 8 mana. Yeah, I don't think I mind getting into the Lifecrafter's Bestiary there. We'll play that out first. And do we flip Nissa this turn? I probably should have played the Lifecraft. Yeah, in fact, that's exactly what I should have played the Lifecrafter's Bestiary first. I was thinking of getting more mana onto Guy's Cradle, but yeah, that is a mistake there. Could have got some value out of the Lifecrafter's Bestiary, which is get rid of these commanders. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may pay green if you do draw a card, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you scry 1. So yeah, definitely should have done that the other way around. But we're going to get some card draw off of Nissa now anyway. And she flips over. We are going to... Yeah, I think we'll just draw a card with Nissa. And we go into a Lignify, which is great for when Breya comes out, although she'll probably just sacrifice herself. And I think... Do we let Trinket Mage across? I might just chump with the Yavimaya Elder. Yeah, we'll chump with the Yavimaya Elder and then sacrifice it in response. We'll get a couple of lands and a card draw from that by paying 2 generic mana. And the Trinket Mage won't get through for 3 damage onto our Planeswalker that way. But Breya still has 3 cards in hand and can now cast Breya. I think we're going to see a... Yeah, that is Breya. She can... Hopefully she actually does something with these tokens next. But I don't think she's going to. I think she's going to sit back. We will force her to sacrifice herself with the Lignify. Lignify turns her into a 0/4 tree folk. As for right now, we're just going to sack the Yavimaya Elder. And we'll use that ability to get 2 forests. That'll fix our land for the next couple of turns. And then see what we draw into. Most likely another land. Oh no, Green Sun Zenith. That's actually... No, that's actually very good. We could go into a... I always forget the name of the card. There's a 6-drop green creature that wipes out all artifacts and enchantments. That will take out ours as well, of course, but I don't like leaving Breya around for longer than she needs to be left around. And I'm not actually sure if Semblance Anvil removes Breya's command attacks either. For instance, if she were to die, would she come out for 4 mana again? Because she costs 2 less to cast. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. See what we draw into with both the... Okay, so we can scry something to the bottom before we look at Mirri's Guile. Or onto the top. Okay, Duplicant is good, so we'll put that on top. And now we'll decide what we want to draw into. Bane of Progress is exactly what I was referring to, so that's good. We don't have to waste a Green Sun Zenith on that now. We'll go for Duplicant, then Manglehorn, and we'll draw into the Bane of Progress. And then we will draw a card, and we'll get into that Manglehorn. Play a land, and for 1, 2, we can pay 1, and we will draw into that Duplicant. Say yes to that. And I think what we'll do here is we'll go after the Semblance Anvil. And we can play another land, which I forgot, thanks to the exploration. And I think we'll just go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Duplicant onto the Breya. And we'll say yes to that and draw another card. And we're starting to refill our hand here thanks to the Nissa and the Lifecrafter's Bestiary. We could have gotten rid of the Mana Crypt to help to keep Breya from getting a little bit of value here. But I think Semblance Anvil was made... I didn't know if it would make her cheaper, if it would knock out some of her command attacks. So I just wanted to get rid of that to make it more difficult for our opponent to play out Breya next turn and then hold up mana for the actual ability that she has. We'll see what our opponent does here. I think she will, yes, I was just going to say she's most likely to get rid of Manglehorn because artifacts enter tapped thanks to that. And then Duplicant will just sit there like a big dumb 2/4. And I think we drew a card off this, didn't we? Yes, we did. So the Thopter token can come in and do something to Nissa, but it'll just be 1 damage most likely, so I think we'll be okay there. And I find against Breya decks, they either go crazy and deal a whole lot of damage to you, or they don't quite get going because you manage to oppress their artifact creation and their artifact plays. I'm not sure if our opponent's going to go straight into another Breya here. Nope, they're copying Duplicant. That is Shyly's Artistry. Create a token copy of an artifact, and then create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it's not. Oh right, I see. So for 6 mana, it's 2 clones basically. Our opponent has gotten rid of a mana dork and our own duplicant, so that does mean that we can't have it killed and then bring it back with Eternal Witness, unfortunately. And I think we're getting to the point now where we do want to Bane of Progress. I think we'll put the Life Crafters on first, and then look at Mirri's Guile. Tooth and Nail. Yeah, I like Tooth and Nail, I think. So I'll go Rishkar's Expertise, then Tooth and Nail, and then I'll put the Forest on top, ready to scry to the bottom with Lifecaller's Bestiary. And we'll put that on the bottom. And then when our opponent decides to pass priority, there we go, we will... Yeah, we'll draw a card now. And we'll play Boseiju. And do I want to get rid of Mirri's Guile and Lifecrafter's Expertise? I don't like that Skull Clamp or the Mana Crypt, to be honest. The Mana Crypt will make it easier for our opponent to hold up mana with the Breya in play. We could just do something about it with Tooth and Nail. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we have 8. No, we don't have 9 thanks to Guy's Cradle needing creatures on the battlefield. So I think we'll just go for this now. And we will say yes. And we can always get Eternal Witness with the Green Sun Zenith and then get back the Lifecrafter's Bestiary if needs be. And now we have a 9/9 facing down a 2/2. Yeah, I think we just pass over to our opponent now. They will need to make a land drop or a Soul Ring or something like that in order to recast Breya, and they do make the land drop, so they can cast Breya, but they don't actually have any mana to hold up to sacrifice her in response. So then we can always go and lignify her, or get a Reclamation Sage with Green Sun or something like that. So I think we're looking in fairly good shape currently. But it all depends on what our opponent has in those 4 cards. Now up to 5 cards because they hard cast a Thought Cast, which is draw 2 cards with Infinity for artifacts. And we'll draw another card with Nissa now that it's our turn. And Woodland Bellower is very good because we can get a Rec Sage out with that. And this is draw cards equal to the greatest power. So, and we were just about to draw cards. Let's see what we would have drawn with Rishkar's Expertise. Looks like our opponent saw the writing on the wall, though. We had a lot of... we had quite a good amount of card advantage there. It was quite risky to... and we had a lot of answers coming up as well. So, yeah, it was quite risky to empty our hand with ramp and then try and refuel it in mono green, but we managed to get it working, and as long as we could answer Breya's artifacts, then looks like we were fairly safe. My name is tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.